It's been 12 months in the making, and now all eyes are on the 5 Visa Everywhere Initiative global finalists for 2022, who are all looking to win the coveted Visa Everywhere Initiative grand prize and be crowned the global finals winner in Qatar. Each founder has come a long way to this special moment. It began when they learned they beat out hundreds of local competitors for one of 5 spots in the regional finals. Then they defeated those 4 other companies to represent their region on this global final stage. This spring, Visa received over 4,000 fintech and startup applications across 5 continents. Visa leaders in 5 regions meticulously evaluated those applications and chose their top 5 contenders, narrowing the field to just 25 companies. The first competition was for the Central Europe, Middle East, and Africa region, which executed their finals in June. After a long debate, the judges selected Thrive Agric, based in the country of Nigeria. Next, in July, leaders in Latin America and the Caribbean crowned Costa Rican-based Huli as the winner in a thrilling victory. Following Latin America and the Caribbean came the third regional competition, North America, whose Visa leaders, clients, and external investors named Sunday as their champion. Rounding out this elite group is our European winner, Zeti, headquartered in London, and Merkle Science, our Asia-Pacific winner. Since 2015, the Visa Everywhere Initiative has reached 6 continents, touching more than 100 countries. Let's take a moment to celebrate our 5 regional winners as they join us on this global stage in Doha, Qatar, and compete for the global trophy and a chance to win $170,000 in total prizes. Now, let's get to the show. Welcome to Visa Everywhere Initiative 2022 Global Finals, live from Doha, Qatar. Today's participants represent the top startups recruited across the world. These finalists will compete to win $170,000 in total prizes. To select our winners, we have a robust panel of judges representing the startup and fintech community and Visa. It is time to kick off the Visa Everywhere Initiative Global Finals 2022. Here is your host, Nikki Crosby, lead female TV presenter at BIN Sports.
Hello everyone, I'm Nikki Crosby, sports presenter at BIN Sports and your host for our 2022 Visa Everywhere Initiative Global Finals. We are delighted to have you all in the same room, and to our viewers joining us virtually, delighted to be in your company as well. What an evening we have in store for you today. Well, Visa has selected an impressive cohort of startups and fintechs who previously won Visa Everywhere Initiative Awards earlier this year. These 5 companies are changing the world of payments and solving challenges of tomorrow. So before we kick things off, let's welcome to the stage Andrew Torrey, the Regional President of Central and Eastern Europe and Middle East and Africa Visa, to share some opening words with us. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Nikki. Welcome, everyone. It has been 12 long months. I'm thrilled to welcome you all to the Visa Everywhere Initiative Global Finals. We are set in the beautiful Black Box Theater in Doha. I want to welcome everyone who's here live. You can feel the energy. I also want to welcome everyone joining through TechCrunch live streaming. I also want to welcome our judges. Thank you for being here. And also our founders and startup contestants here. You've had a long 12 months, and we're very excited to see you compete this evening. I can't imagine a hotter place on the planet right now than Qatar. We're certainly very fortunate to have our Visa Everywhere Initiative Global Finals here. There's also a little thing called the FIFA World Cup 2022, and that contest is going on. It's brought a lot of excitement, and I expect the same from tonight. In fact, because there's a huge overlap between football fans and fintech lovers, we've conveniently done this on an off rest night for the football to allow everyone to be able to attend and watch live. I want to just talk for a minute about the Visa Everywhere initiative and why we do it. The Visa Everywhere initiative is Visa's open platform for innovation. And we think this is hugely important to be able to bring fintechs and startups and innovators and dreamers to be able to solve tomorrow's problems today. And you're going to see that tonight with our 5 finalists. It's very important also at a micro level, because over the course of the last 8 years since we've done this, we've had over 8,500 participants that have competed and have been able to bring new consumer solutions, to be able to reach new consumers with great and compelling solutions, as well as small and micro merchants. And at a macro level, we all understand how important that is. Access to the digital economy for hundreds of millions of new consumers is important, and for a company like Visa, that really believes in our social purpose, that economies that include more people allow communities, individuals, and economies to thrive. So I also want to quickly also call out 2 very special guests this evening. We're going to be having a little bit later this evening, His Excellency, the Governor of the Central Bank of Qatar. And while the judges are deliberating, we're going to be having Marcel Desailly, who himself certainly knows competition. In 1998, Marcel participated on France's winning World Cup team, and he'll be joined for a conversation here with Saïda Jafar, our General Manager for GCC. I also want to let folks know that now we're going to be very shortly calling on the 5 finalists to come and present their business, their ideas, and they'll be having questions from the judges, and then they'll go off and deliberate. I would like to now just give a huge round of applause both to our judges and also our finalists. It takes a lot to come up here and talk about your business, your idea. So a huge round of applause for everyone participating. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Wonderful way to get us started. So it's time to introduce our esteemed judges. Look at them over there. They mean business today, don't they? Let's start with Otto Williams, Head of Partnerships, Innovation and Digital Solutions for Central and Eastern Europe, Middle East and Africa Visa. We have Romina Seltzer, Head of Products and Innovation for Visa, Latin America and the Caribbean. Ruben Salazar, Global Head of Visa Direct. Sanjay Shamdasani, Managing Director and Partner of Genient. Wade Arnold, Founder and CEO of Move Financial. Wade also won the 2021 Global Finals. He got off a plane at 2 a.m. this morning as well, so let's give it up for him. Give him an extra clap, and all our judges who are with us today. We are so excited you are all here. Next, it's the reason we are here, our 5 finalists. So we have Christine De Wendel of Sunday, Ayo Arakawi of Thrive Agric, Mrugrank Padniak of Merkel Science, Dan Saunders of Zeti, and Alejandro Vega of Huli. So another round of applause for our finalists, who we cannot wait to hear from. So how is today going to work? Each of our 5 finalists will have 4 minutes to pitch their startup, followed by 4 minutes of Q&A from our judges. Startups will be judged on the following: pitch presentation, Visa partnership opportunities, desirability and uniqueness, and feasibility of product and solution. So once all startups have pitched, the judges will then go away, fight it out, deliberate on who will be today's winners, and this is then what is at stake for our winners. So today's third prize winner will receive $10,000. Our second place winner will take $20,000. The startup's favorite Visa product, Visa Direct, will award a $20,000 prize. And the audience today, both here, sat in the room and at home, will have a say in picking a winner, and they will be awarded with a $20,000 prize for our audience favorite. And finally, the grand prize goes to the overall winner, which the judges will decide, and they will receive $100,000. So Speaking of the audience favourite, after all 5 startups have pitched, the audience and viewers will be able to vote for their finalists. So just stay tuned and you will all get your moment to vote. And while the judges deliberate later, we will hear from Dr. Sieda Jafar and Marcel Desailly, who's already feeling confident that France are going to beat England in the quarterfinals, so I'm not happy after speaking to him. But let's get to our pitches and get things underway and start with Christine de Wendel of Sunday, the fastest digital payment for restaurants and the industry's future. Thanks, Christine.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Christine. I am delighted to be here. I am co-founder and CEO US of Sunday, and I'm going to tell you about what we've built, which is the fastest way to pay in restaurants. So first of all, let me ask a question. Does anyone in the room actually like to pay in restaurants? Does anyone like to ask for the check? Does anyone like to split the check? The answer is always no. We are solving a universal problem. So let me give you an example. It's Friday night. I'm in Atlanta's hottest barbecue joint. I'm with my friends, my family. It's time to go. My kids are restless, and I can't get the check. With Sunday, it would have taken 10 seconds. So let me show you how it works. First of all, we put gorgeous QR codes on every table. You scan it, your bill comes up. You can add a tip, very easy. You can split. You can split by item. You can split by number of guests. The tips are pre-calculated for you, and then you pay. And it takes literally 10 seconds. You can pay with Visa, obviously. You can pay with Apple Pay, Google Pay. It's a very quick process. And then you can leave a review right then and there. So huge added value for restaurants. So what are the benefits? Well, for diners like you and me, it saves you about 15 minutes. And the truth is, everyone wants to be in control. For waiters, it's great because you're getting on average 18% more tips. And for restaurants, well, your tables are turning faster. You're getting on average higher check sizes because people are ordering more. And it makes it easier to settle at the end of the day. The opportunity is immense. We're talking about 16 trillion in addressable market. And what we found is the more you can have payments go through a product like Sunday, the more you can add value for the restaurants. So we have 3 core products today. The first one is obviously the pay at table solution I just told you about, but we've added reviews and loyalty. So how does it work? Well, we've integrated with the top 25 point of sale systems in the industry, and that's NCR, Toast, Micros, all the players you're familiar with. It's totally seamless for finance teams because we have direct integrations. We take a small commission on every transaction, and there's no sign-up fees, no subscription, so it's very easy for restaurants to use. So today, we're about 18 months old. We're working with 4,000 restaurants. We're live in 5 countries. And if you are in London, you can try us out at Dishoom. If you're in Paris, at La Closerie des Lilas or La Coupole, we are in top restaurants in every leading city. So why are we so excited about working with Visa? Well, first of all, we share a common vision with Visa. Our idea is to make hospitality payments seamless, cashless, and ultimately more cost efficient. So today, 60% of our payments are already going through Visa. So that's already a big step, but there's way more we can do. First of all, Visa Direct is a tremendous opportunity to pay waiters in real time, 15 minutes after somebody has paid them a tip. This is huge, especially in a fragmented market where it's hard to reach waiters. Secondly, for restaurants, being able to settle very quickly to help manage cash through Visa Direct is very powerful. And there are a number of sponsorship opportunities that we're exploring in all our markets with Visa, notably the Paris Olympic Games, where we're partnering with Visa to offer visibility for Sunday and Visa in all the top restaurants in the city. So massive opportunity to work together there. We are delighted to be up here. We're excited about working more closely with Visa. And imagine that barbecue spot. Well, you would have paid in 10 seconds, and it would have been a very easy experience thanks to Sunday and Visa. Thank you.
Excellent pitch. Excellent pitch. You only have 3 more seconds on the clock there.
Right on time.
You know time.
Yes.
She does. Okay, judges, what have we got? Sanjay, let's start with a question from you for Christine.
Thank you, Christine. And congratulations on your success so far.
Thank you.
My question relates to your competition. So this is becoming a crowded space with, players like Choice and Order Up and Toast, as well as, Presto and others, offering similar solutions. And so I'm curious about what you think it is that differentiates yourself and what gives you the right to win in this space.
Thank you, Sanjay. It's a great question. Well, Sunday is a B2B2C solution, which means the first step was to partner with all the point of sale systems. And so although the point of sales could be our competition, they quickly realized that we're building a B2C solution. So the people who are really excited about Sunday are actually the diners. And because the POS space is so fragmented, we're bringing a solution that's an umbrella solution that's headless and that allows us to target a much larger customer base. It means on Saturday morning, you can have breakfast at a place that's using NCR. At night, you could go to a place using Toast, and you're still going to be able to pay with Sunday. And that's a huge added value. Everyone realized that. And frankly, the big moat here is connecting with the point of sale systems.
Great, thank you.
Wade, you had a question?
I guess my question was around the consumer experience, and you have this hurdle to get them to enroll to use the QR code for the first time, even if it's a beautiful QR code. What types of things are you doing in order to keep them engaged and maybe even recommending other restaurants to participate with it?
So also great question, Wade. The first step is it's a web app. So for that first payment experience to happen, you don't have to sign up. You don't have to download anything. And this is critical. When I talk about 10 seconds, it's really 10 seconds because you don't have to sign up. Now, once you've been using Sunday a couple of times as a consumer, then you get excited about it. And so I'll give the example of downtown Paris, where we have more than 500 restaurants live. There, people are starting to use Sunday regularly. That's when you can start engaging customers and creating more of a network effect and a loyalty effect. Right now, also because we're just 20 months old, we're focusing on that first user experience and getting the restaurants on board. And then there's a huge play around incentives, marketing that we're going to be able to unlock once we have increased our customer base.
Okay, Otto, quick question.
Thank you. Great job, Christine. Congratulations on the scale, the interaction that you're having. My question is around scale. And how long does it take to integrate some of these restaurants, especially as you start to take it to additional cities? And when you do these integrations, are there other value-added services or solutions that you're also bringing to these restaurants? So more around scale and how easy that will be going forward.
So I'll answer in two parts. The first part is how do you scale and how do you onboard remotely? Well, we started with local hero restaurants, and it was field sales teams. And now what we're doing is we're pushing channel partnerships even further. And so we work with any business that has a lot of restaurant context as a sales channel. So that's the point of sales. They've been very eager to push our solution, and that's helping us expand. We're also moving from small and medium-sized businesses to larger enterprise businesses who are rolling out our solution in all of their locations. So that also adds a lot of scale. Now, on the added value piece, I mentioned reviews and loyalty a little bit earlier. Once you're on a table and you're processing payments for a restaurant, it's a tremendous gateway to add on other products. So you have a captive diner and you have a captive restaurant, and that's when you can really unlock big potential and monetize even more.
Wonderful stuff. I'm in just so I don't have to do the math splitting the bill.
Awesome.
So thank you so much, Christine.
Thank you very much.
Take a seat, relax. Fantastic pitch. Let's give Christine a round of applause. All right, well, next, let's welcome to the stage Ayo Arakawi of Thrive Agric, providing smallholder farmers access to finance, insight, and distribution. You're going to like this one, guys.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Ayo, and I'm co-founder of Thrive Agric, where we're helping farmers to feed the world. Africa spends hundreds of billions of dollars importing food into the continent yearly. And it's such an irony because we have over 500 million smallholder farmers. Another interesting data is that over 65% of that population is unbanked. I grew up in a community in northern Nigeria called Kano, where farmers like Aisha lives. She has no access to finance, no access to any form of banking services, and not even a digital identity, the equivalent of a social security number in the US. To sell her products, she has to go through a chain of 6 middlemen who take up all the value. And lastly, because she's using really ancient information, on the same piece of land, she will grow 1/20 what a counterpart in a nation like Brazil will grow. At Thrive Agri, we fix this. Through our network of tech-enabled agents, we're able to get on the field, capture critical data around these farmers from their historical data to what their soil looks like, what their land looks like, and then plug them into financial service providers like banks, who then provide credit to them. We use that same data to provide the farmers advice. So based on their soil, based on their land, what to plant, when to plant, what sort of fertilizer to use, and just how to go around that process. And lastly, through us, they can sell to FMCGs and no longer have to rely on this chain of middlemen. To summarize this, we have 2,000 agents on the field who help farmers like Aisha unlock financing. So once they plug into us, banks who are on our platform can provide credit to them, and then we can provide insight to them. So as I said, it's things like planting based on the rainfall pattern, when is a good time to plant, what sort of fertilizer to use, what sort of crop protection to use. And then at the end of the day, they don't need to worry about where to sell their products. Through our network of warehouses, they can sell their products very easily through us. And I'm glad to see and very humbled that since 2018 till now, we've provided over $100 million in financing to farmers like Aisha in Africa. For an example, our farmers in Nigeria produce 5% of the maize consumed in the country. And just last year, we contributed 50% of the grains in the National Grain Reserve in an entire country. And as of now, we're working with over 430,000 farmers, and we've helped every single one of them to triple their productivity and double their income. And we're just getting started. In Nigeria, we're working with just 1% of the farmers in Nigeria. And then we're now live in Ghana, Tanzania, Kenya, and Zambia. But we're going to the whole world. And the idea is to layer out international transactions, cross-border payments, and just be able to build around import-export, especially facilitate how food moves across the world. And because we want to do this, we've set out a goal that we're under 500,000 farmers today, but the goal is 20x that number and get to 11 million farmers in the next 5 years. And which is why, since winning the SEMA competition in June and based on our conversations with Visa, we set out on our most ambitious project. We decided to build a bank for agriculture. About a couple months ago, we just acquired the microfinance bank in Nigeria, and we've built out our infrastructure on that. And between then and now, we've processed over $70 million in transactions. And you might ask, like, why is this important? How does this change the lives of Aisha? This means that in partnership with Visa, we'll be able to issue out over 5 million cards in the next 5 years to farmers like her. And beyond the revolutionary credits and data and access to market that Thrive Agri provides to these farmers, farmers like Aisha would now be able to leverage their data to get access to things like school loans and send her children to school. She can get a mortgage for a house. She can access global markets for our communities. That means our grains that she grows in Kano can be sold somewhere in Qatar in a market like this, and then she can get payments entered happening very seamlessly. And we're not on this journey alone. We've been backed by Y Combinator, Google, Jack Ma Foundation, and then in partnerships like the Visa, the Central Bank of Nigeria, we're set to roll out across the world. Once again, my name is Ayo, and I've gathered 2,000 of the smartest people on earth to work with me to build this, and I'm asking you to join me on this vision to build an Africa that feeds herself and the world. Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. And we won't forget your name, Ayo, especially not after that. Wow, really incredible stuff. Ruben, let's start with a question from you.
No, congratulations, Ayo. I mean, fantastic, purpose-driven, business case here. Can you elaborate a little bit more on how you are planning to reach these 11 million farmers? I mean, in the way I understand today, the commercial effort is technically one-on-one in creating these farmer communities. How you're going to gain a scale to reach these 11 million?
Yeah. I mean, I think when we started out, that was actually like the very first question also for us. So the first 3 years were really slow. But in 2020, we did 68,000 farmers. 2021, we did 200,000. And then now we're going to hit 500,000 this year. And we've done that by leveraging just referrals. So essentially, we get to take community, get a field officer who is then in charge of aggregating farmers together and then the field officer recommends other field officers. So we're essentially, I mean, in Nigeria, for instance, the communities are actually the ones just calling out to us, and we provide like a referral structure for them. And that's the same thing that we're launching in the other 4 markets in Africa that we're in, and hopefully in other markets around the world.
Romina, you had a question?
Congratulations on your company and your great future ahead for you. Can you share with us more details on your revenue model?
Yeah. All right, so today we make it 5% on the loans given to the farmers, and then we make it 10% on the sales of the produce itself. Last year we did about $39 million in revenue, and this year we're close to 1875.
Okay. Sanjay?
Yeah, it's a follow-on question actually from Rubens. In terms of when you scale, today it seems obviously it's quite in-person intensive, right? So the client management, your sales process involves a lot of people. So as you scale, are you looking to just increase the labor force that you have and the set of experts, or do you have plans to sort of manage some of that sales process and that client management process digitally?
Yes. So a lot today, as you said, it works within the agents, even though they are relying on our app, which is called the Agriculture Operations System, to do that. But then what we're doing, especially now with building the bank, is we're now leveraging like other cooperative structures, right? And the idea is we provide them the solutions. They can reach out to their farmers themselves, but then they're leveraging our SaaS and then our network of banks where we're willing to provide the credits, and FMCGs where we need to purchase from them. So we'd go very cooperative approach, and we began to pilot that, and we think like it's really successful.
Wayne, do you have a question?
I do, just because you've got such a big brain and big dreams here. After 11 million farmers are on your platform, what's your next big idea to help the world?
Good question.
I mean, I think like if you just think about how food is critical and how the population of the world is growing astronomically, there will definitely be lots of opportunities. To be honest, I think the answer is we'll let the data speak to us. We're not sure right now, but as I was telling Alex earlier, this is not one of those businesses that you build for 1 or 2 years and then sell off. It's a very long journey, and then we're here for the long haul.
Can I ask a question? Was this something that was personal to you? Is there someone in your family that is a farmer, or did you grow up on a farm, or?
Well, to be honest, I grew up in northern Nigeria, and it's a very big, especially in Kano, the city in Kano, it's a very big farming population, so I experienced it in real time. However, I wasn't a farmer, if I'm being honest, but my co-founder grew up in a farming community. His parents are actually farmers, and then we came up with the idea together right after school, so I really about that.
After school. Otto?
No, it's incredible, and this is the stuff we talk about food security, especially now. Just curious as to how you are selecting the right people for this kind of, purpose-driven, startup initiative. What do you look for in talent?
Yeah, I mean, I think, especially in Africa, like talent is really hard. And so for us, like, one of the things we first look at is just really their passion. Are they willing to do the work? For instance, in Nigeria, most of the people want to live in Lagos. We are based somewhere in the north, close to Abuja and Kano area. So, I mean, a lot of times, like, are you willing to move? And that's a good filter by itself. But then beyond that, I mean, especially now as we develop like our technology talents and having to hire internationally, it's really around like their interest. Are they really interested in what we're building? And we've seen people take pay cuts to join us. So I think one is really just passion, but then, I mean, obviously like the skills, and then if we can take our pay. Yeah.
Wonderful stuff. Should we give him a round of applause? Great pitch. Thank you, Io. Excellent. Okay, let's welcome to the stage Megan Patniak of Merkle Science, the next generation predictive Web3 risk and intelligent platform.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Mrigank, one of the co-founders and the CEO of Merkle Science. We provide a blockchain risk monitoring solution to help crypto companies, financial institutions, and government agencies detect the illicit use of cryptocurrencies. $12.8 billion worth of cryptocurrencies were involved in illicit activity just last year. We are now officially in a crypto winter. Multiple billion-dollar companies have all crashed to zero, and there's only one reason for that: inadequate risk management and compliance. We don't know what's next for crypto, but one thing is for sure: regulators will come down hard on the industry and heavily regulate the sector. Both cryptocurrency companies as well as regulators will require high-tech tools to monitor the sector. To solve this problem, we've got the best team. I worked at a crypto exchange where I've seen all these problems firsthand. My co-founder Nirmal had worked at PayPal, where he's built machine learning models to detect fraud. We're also supported by 70+ Merkle scientists across the world. We've raised 27 million and work with marquee clients in our category. How the solution works: crypto exchanges don't know when criminals send them Bitcoin. We use blockchain analytics, research, as well as machine learning to determine when addresses are illicit actors and when they come from legitimate sources. This is packaged into our compliance tool, Compass, which is a transaction monitoring solution. Crypto exchanges screen all of their customer wallets through us and get a high risk or a low risk rating from us. If they get a high risk rating, they avoid that customer because that may be linked to illicit funds. Our second solution uses the same technology and is called Know Your Blockchain Business. This gives an entity level risk scoring to a crypto exchange or a crypto entity. We also look at something called proof of reserves on chain, so a record of all their all their crypto holdings, as well as proof of liabilities from their auditors. This was the reason the FTX crash happened. There was manipulation, there was an inadequate amount of reserves held for the amount of liabilities they had. Visa's mission is to make payments easy. This is also cryptocurrency's mission. This is why Visa has a crypto advisory arm. There's a potential stablecoin strategy, and they also partner with large crypto exchanges. Our compliance tool can be packaged directly with Visa's advisory services, where our data is used by them, and they provide services on top to their clients. Our Know Your Blockchain Business tool can be used by Visa and different divisions there for them to determine which crypto entities are legitimate and which ones are not, and those are the ones they should avoid. Our mission is to provide the infrastructure to enable Web3's safe and compliant growth. We'd like to work with Visa to do the same. If you like our mission, please get in touch with us. We are Merkle Science, and we're providing security for the future of finance. Thank you.
Great pitch. Where were you a year ago when I went through my crypto phase, huh? Okay, let's hear from the panelists. Otto, the judges.
What you're doing at Merkle Science could not be more timely than now. And this, it sounds great. Sounds like you've built a very experienced and skilled team. Can you tell us a little bit about your revenue model?
Sure. So our revenue model is based on number of transactions. So customers tend to have like over 100,000 or 1 million plus transactions. For each transaction they screen, there's a per unit pricing. They commit to a minimum number of transactions per year and sign annual contracts.
Okay.
The one for law enforcement, that tool is based on number of seats. So typically government users might have like upwards of 20 seats, so then they buy packages again, where they sign annual contracts for that.
Ruben?
Yeah, I mean, crypto regulation and Web3 regulation are changing almost by the minute today, no? The first angle of this question is, I mean, how do you ensure that you keep, relevant and updated? And what is the clear differentiator between your platform and many other platforms that are out there?
Sure, absolutely. So I think crypto changes every day, and so do crypto regulations. So how we keep up with this is literally by getting the best policy experts as well as the best crypto technologists. So that helps us evolve and adapt, which is why we need a global remote team for most of our technology as well. In terms of competitive landscape, so our space is still relatively new. There's about 5 or 10 players. We are one of the leading challengers in the space. Most players use a static database of bad addresses, and they use that to flag out illicit actors. We have a predictive component where we apply machine learning or general heuristics
for even untagged wallet addresses and flag them out as risky based on behavior. So say if you started your own ransomware scam yesterday and send those funds to a crypto.com, most players out there wouldn't be able to detect that because it's not on a static database. On Merkle, we look at the fact that $100 worth of Bitcoin has been sent 1,000 times a day to you. Hence, you're behaving like ransomware and are risky. So that's the core differentiator. New opportunities keep coming up. I think decentralized finance, NFT analytics are areas where we see a lot of demand or the lack of a provider for a lot of the companies out there.
Romina?
Congratulations on all your accomplishments. Wondering if you can share with us what's your commercialization strategy? How do you get to your customers?
Sure. So as we were growing as a startup, I think direct B2B sales was the initial strategy. Now it's a combination of direct B2B sales as well as inbound. So we do conduct a lot of marketing, typically thought leadership content. As we scale, channel partnerships play a very important role as well. So typically partnering with auditors or KYC AML providers. So with auditors, they provide a services component on top to their clients and they use our solutions or teach their clients how to use our solutions. With KYC AML providers, I think they essentially just use our API. While they sell to their customers, they add in the blockchain risk monitoring piece as well.
Anyone want one quick question? Go, Wade. Oh,
I guess my curiosity is like the TAM. Is this just Bitcoin and Ethereum, or what other chains do you support?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have coverage for 20 plus blockchains, about 500,000 plus tokens. In terms of the TAM, so there's a saying that every company is a fintech company, they just don't know it. So I'd like to take it a step further. Every fintech company is a crypto company, they just don't know it. And I can give you examples of that as well. So most of the largest brands in the world, like the shoes you wear, the clothes you're wearing, they're all starting crypto payments, and they're very brand sensitive. They cannot have criminals or ransomware addresses using, like paying in crypto for their brands. So all those customers are also clients of ours. We've been working with large car companies as well. We never thought that that would be a target segment for us, but it's become very common to buy cars with cryptocurrencies, and now that's a segment that we deal with. Apart from that, payment processors, of course, they have quite a lot of overlap with crypto. So yeah, just my point being, every fintech is slowly transitioning, has direct or indirect exposure to crypto.
perfect. Thank you so much, and thank you for your questions, judges.
Right, thank you, everyone.
Talking of cars, let's get our next finalist up, Dan Saunders of Zeti, who enabling pay-per-use financing of sustainable transport.
Hi everyone, I'm Dan Saunders, founder and CEO of Zeti, and I'm going to explain to you why working with Visa together we can deliver a solution that benefits everyone. Now, transport is changing, and we've identified 3 key problems that need to be addressed. First, transport is increasingly an on-demand service. Vehicles are owned by fleets, and these fleets need to adopt zero-emission vehicles to reduce pollution, but they're expensive, and therefore they need to be financed. Vehicle finance is commoditized. Therefore, vehicle manufacturers are looking for new, innovative financing products to help sell their vehicles. And then finally, you have institutional investors that are looking for sustainable investment opportunities. Now, every year, $1 trillion of vehicle finance is written. Now, that creates a tremendous opportunity for vehicle finance to become a new, clean, sustainable investment class. But to do so, it needs granular financial management. Zeti is a company that is solving this challenge, enabling the accelerated adoption of zero-emission vehicles. And the way we do this is digital pay-as-you-use finance. Our technology is called Zero, and it does 4 things. It helps vehicle fleets to adopt zero-emission vehicles. It helps manufacturers to sell those vehicles. It attracts or generates attractive returns for investors, and it reports on the environmental benefits in real time. So to demonstrate a real-life example, here is a fleet that we worked with in London a rental company renting vehicles to Uber drivers. Specifically, we financed 100 Teslas per mile using our proprietary financing model. And then Zero platform does all the financial management. And by that I mean it issues the bills, it collects the payments, it does the financial monitoring and the environmental monitoring. And that means that the investor does not need to do that. But furthermore, it's helped the fleet operator to optimize their cash flow. And as we know, for all businesses to be successful, you need cash flow, and that's key. In return, Zeti receives a service fee, and this is a percentage of the monthly income managed by the Zero platform. And this means that we're completely aligned with the success of both the investor and the fleet operator. So far, we've transacted and managed $30 million of vehicle finance, but what's more important is that without any advertising, we've got demand for more than $300 million of finance, and that's all following referrals from vehicle manufacturers that you will have heard of. This has led to our expansion from the UK to the US and beyond. We're VC-backed with investment from Toyota Ventures and Powerhouse, and we work with the leading financial institutions and technology providers. Now, as of today, our payments are processed using Stripe, but we see the opportunity to switch this over to Visa B2B Connect. Furthermore, we have demand from fleet rental companies that want to charge their customers per mile, and we see this as the perfect opportunity to process these payments with Visa Direct. Finally, we also see an opportunity to cascade Visa services further, whereby we incentivize professional drivers to collect fare purchases from their passengers using Visa's technology. Now, integrating Zero with Visa's technologies, we calculate that for every $1 billion of finance managed, that would generate somewhere between $65 and $95 million of revenue to Visa. Additionally, Visa would be contributing to improved air quality and carbon reduction, equivalent to the output of 135 wind turbines or carbon capture from 600,000 acres of forest. So, to summarize, together, Zeti and Visa can deliver a solution that's a win-win for both commerce and the environment, and monitor it in real time. We've already proven the demand for Zeti's solution and the potential for its application globally. So therefore, we hope to work with Visa and deliver a tangible and lasting impact for everyone, everywhere. Thank you for this opportunity.
Great pitch, Dan. Okay, Sanjay, let's start with you this time.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's great. Need more companies like yourselves tackling the climate crisis.
Yeah.
Have a question about your investors, your strategy for approaching investors and the kind of returns that your investors can expect.
So the main investors that we've received so far have been investors, alternative investment managers that have been putting their money into renewables. So switching out from solar and wind investments because they need diversification. But what we've increasingly been able to do is attract more traditional investors that have been asset finance or major infrastructure financing banks, for instance. And we're able to tranche the investment so that we can have a junior tranche that gets the returns that an alternative investment manager would expect, double-digit returns, and a senior investment tranche that gets a guaranteed return, which is typically above what you would get from traditional vehicle finance.
Yes, follow-on question to that, and Dan, great presentation. So if I'm financing 100 Teslas, does that come out of a single risk pool from that capital reserve, or how? Talk me through how you kind of match up the risk and the capital versus the different opportunities that are out there.
So the pools of capital that we're attracting are committed pools of capital that want to deliver a certain level of return across a portfolio. So they already have their allocation to solar or wind or traditional vehicle finance, and they see us as a diversification, because what we're doing is, rather than doing it on a single vehicle level, we're doing it over a portfolio of vehicles. So it very much becomes a case of financing a very large infrastructure investment that has a portfolio of utilization, and that helps manage risk volatility.
I guess follow up to that, somebody doesn't pay for their Tesla, do you go get it, or who's in charge of that aspect of it?
Yeah, sure. So what we do is we work with other proven companies that are there to essentially remarket and reclaim vehicles when they haven't been paid for, but we manage that on behalf of the investors.
Romina?
congratulations on your business. Great space to work for us and for the benefit of generations to come. You were mentioning that you're planning to scale to the US. What are the challenges that you're facing in scaling up your business?
So in the US, we already got demand. So that was actually the first demand outside of the UK. It came to us very quickly. And particularly in California, it's growing at incredible speed. One of the biggest challenges that we face in the US is matching the infrastructure demands with the vehicle financing demands. But our platform actually caters for that as well, because the platform's been built so that whilst we're financing the vehicles, we can also finance any asset or piece of infrastructure that has a metric that we can monitor. So we've already got demand to now finance the charging infrastructure in a pay per kilowatt hour model, and it all comes from the investment pools that we have access to.
Otter?
Dan, great presentation. We need more of such solutions. Who are some of your competitors out there? And do you have any unique IP that differentiates or gives you an advantage in the space?
Yep, sure. So specifically, we're disrupting traditional vehicle finance companies, the leasing companies. Now, what we're doing is complex. We're combining project finance, asset finance. We're treating it like a utility, and then we're wrapping it as a fintech product. So that makes a pretty big moat for us in terms of defensibility. What we've actually seen, though, is that the leasing companies, because we have a solution that is very efficient, those leasing companies now come to us to see if they can license the technology. So actually, our biggest competitors could also become our clients.
Okay. 8 seconds left. Anything you want to say?
Thank you for that.
Very good. Thanks, Dad. Really good. 4 fantastic pitches so far, and we've got time for just one more. Alejandro Vega of Hooli, a platform that connects patients, doctors, and other healthcare services.
Thank you. All right, hello everybody. My name is Alejandro Vega, and I'm the founder of Hooli, a health tech that started approximately 8 years ago. One of the biggest problems in healthcare is a lack of integration between patients, doctors, and health services. The entire patient journey is fragmented, which creates a lot of inefficiencies. Some of the biggest inefficiencies are payments and insurance reimbursements. And in Latin America, they're particularly frustrating as they're mostly cash and very hard to do. How big is this problem? Over $100 billion in out-of-pocket expenditures each year. That's why we built Hooli, a platform that connects patients, doctors, pharma manufacturers, and pharmacies in Mexico and Central America. And we recently added a financial services and payments layer. In short, we're a health tech with fintech on top. This is how your typical patient journey looks. Patient must go to a lot of different doctors and transfer his data manually all over the place just to be taken care of. But let me show you how it works with Hooli. Our patient, Alfredo, or Al Cali, as we know him, is not feeling well. So he goes to a hospital's website that uses our technology and books an appointment through us. Al then visits a doctor who also uses our technology to prescribe medications, lab tests, and ultrasound. Al receives our prescriptions through our app and places orders. All the data is sent back to the doctor. Unfortunately, Al has gallbladder stones and must undergo surgery. Now again, all the data is input into our system. Finally feeling better, Al goes one final checkup to the doctor, this time via telemedicine for convenience, and also request reimbursement through us. As you can see, the entire patient journey was a lot more seamless thanks to us, and we made Al's life a lot more simple. This cost Al more than $11,000. Now, all interactions happen through Hooli, but transactions were mostly cash. Again, that's why we're building a digital payments layer to make his journey a lot more seamless. Now, Al's story is one patient, but today, right now, we have more than 6 million patients, 12,000 doctors, 400 hospitals, 3,000 pharmacies, and 4 pharma companies all interacting through our platform. Those are millions and millions and millions of interactions each year. And they represent a lot of transactions. Sitting on top of our network today, we have more than $15 billion in transactions if you include B2B and B2C. And we expect to triple that in coming years. And that's out of $300 billion in Latin America alone. It's taken us 8 years to build that network, but now it's time to power it to make financial services and payments a lot easier and help everybody have more convenient healthcare. So here's what we have in mind. First, we want to allow patients like Al to be able to use Visa CyberSource to pay for their medications, appointments, and other health services. Second, we want to use Visa Direct to transfer the funds to the different healthcare providers. And last, we want to use Visa Direct to help providers distribute money amongst themselves. As an example, an insurance company can reimburse doctors, hospitals, or patients using Visa Direct. And a doctor can use Visa Direct to pay his staff, rent, and even buy medical equipment. But that's not all. With Care Now, Pay Later, we can make surgeries more accessible so patients like Cal can pay in installments. And we can even provide Visa credentials to more than our 6 million patients so they can have access to discount and perks. And we're not just talking about it. We've already begun our journey with regards to appointments and medication payments. With Visa, we can help the entire healthcare ecosystem in Latin America and beyond have a more seamless journey from start to finish with regards to health data and payments. Thank you very much.
Great pitch. Another fantastic pitch. Ruben, do you have a question?
Yeah. How do you plan to scale? I mean, what is the acquisition cost to build this network today when you go to a doctor or your pharmacy or hospital? I mean, how you're building this network?
Yeah, so we've been at this for 8 years, so now we have actually the largest digital healthcare network in all of Latin America, thanks to the grind. So initially it was tougher. It was more of a long tail where you go to individual doctors and add them. And so in our network, the way we do it is the hard side is the doctors, right? That's kind of the traffic controllers who direct the traffic. So initially we'd go one at a time. And so we've gotten really good at it where we're now at scale growing 10% month over month in our largest market being Mexico. And the way we do it is pretty simple. One is bottoms up, so either Google ads, Facebook ads, and doctors come and do self-service to use our platform. And now because we're at scale, big networks like hospital networks, insurance networks, and pharma networks actually contact us and give us their doctor network to connect to our system. So that's how we're growing both sides right now.
Sanjay?
Yeah, can you, firstly, thank you. It's great that you're tackling this space. Again, another one we certainly could do with more efficient processes. I'm curious about the medical insurance providers, right, and how they fit in the mix as you scale. So, you know, that's a piece right now that obviously if you look at other countries where medical insurance providers are making those payments on behalf of customers, like how does your solution accommodate for them as you scale into those types of countries?
So in most of the markets we're in, insurance company has a little bit, you know, not as high penetration as the US, for example, right? So we have around 10%. So it's lower penetration. But the value they see in it is right now, even if you have private insurance, you'd go to a doctor, pay in cash, and then go request a reimbursement from your insurance and probably get it like 3 to 6 months later. And what happens is insurance companies hate it because you can go out of network and then it's a lot more expensive to them. So what we started doing is that we have the directors of all the doctors in the insurance network. So actually the patients go in network. It's easier, more convenient, make online booking, everything's connected, and so we save everybody a lot of time and a lot of money. So that's why we add a lot of value to insurance companies as well.
Otto? Oh, sorry. We'll come to you, Wade.
Very well done. This is really complex orchestration that you've pulled off here. And the question that I have is, as you take it to other markets, if you have to enter a new market or a new country, what are the set of activities that you need to do to actually commercialize and roll it out in a market, and how does Huli make money?
All right, so initially our go-to-market would be more like I said, inbound. We do ads and get doctors, but now as we start partnership with big players like big pharma companies, they're actually pushing us into their markets. And so, for example, they take us to the markets where they have, you know, like Pfizer. We're partnering with Pfizer and AstraZeneca and other folks, and they're like, hey, we want you to be in the entire Caribbean and Central America. And so they actually kind of push us there. With regards to business model, we're a B2B2C. So we charge doctors and hospital networks and clinics. We charge a monthly subscription fee. And on top of that, we add a transaction fee for marketplaces. So for example, a patient buying medications through us, paying for their insurance through us, or paying an appointment through us, we get a transaction fee that can range anywhere from 2% to 25% depending on the service.
Wade, quick one.
Yeah, so you're creating a ton of value, patient, doctor, hospital, insurance company. I guess, the actual healthcare device and medication. How do you think about creating all this value and which piece of that network you monetize the most?
Yeah, so again, this is interesting because something like this probably wouldn't have been able to happen in the U.S. because there's so many different players all over the place. In our market, it's more of an open field, and so we kind of have a more basic, seamless solution, kind of not as complex and deep. And the question is, although we're patient-centric, we always focus on the doctor. And like I mentioned before, they're like the traffic cops. And so they direct the entire traffic and orchestrate everything that's going on in our market. So once we get a doctor has around 200 patients a month, a couple thousand a year. And so once we get one doctor, that just blows it up and adds value to everybody else. So we focus on the doctor, and although we monetize the doctor, idea is to not charge as much and monetize more on the market network side.
All right, I'm going to have to stop you there, Alejandro. I could let you go and go and go. Congratulations, great pitch. Judges, I do not envy you right now. You have to go off, deliberate, come up with a winner. Yes, that is one tough job, isn't it? Well, for our audience, you can see that you have your QR code cards placed on your seats. So vote for your favorite startup. If you're not with us today in person, you can simply use the QR code that is coming up on your screen right now to vote. And the startup with the most votes from the audience will win $20,000 US. You have 2 minutes to vote, to make your mind up. You're not voting for who will win the World Cup. It's our favorite startup today. We'll do that later. It is up. I hope you all had a chance to vote. Well, while our judges are off deliberating, we have a special guest. A warm welcome to Marcel Desailly, 1998 World Cup winner with France, AC Milan and Chelsea legend. He's going to be interviewed today by Dr. Shaima Jafar. Okay.
We go from there. I think we walk up from here. We walk up from here and we go there.
Okay, please go for it.
Oh, thank you.
Saima.
Is it working? Okay. I am there?
You're over there.
Okay.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here today, ladies and gentlemen, all our guests watching us in here with the room, as well as those watching us on TechCrunch. Our guest today needs no introduction. The man, the legend, Marcel Desailly. It's so great to have you here with us today.
Pleasure is mine, yes. It's good to bring a little bit of sports connected to the business. I've seen a lot of interesting things, yes.
Absolutely. I mean, you've had the pleasure of being on the French national team. You've played for Nantes, for Marseille, for AC Milan, for Chelsea. I mean, doesn't really get better than that. You have really and truly been on some of the best teams that are possible. You are also somebody who is a World Cup veteran. 1998 World Cup. You've had the pleasure of representing your country on the national team, and you've won that one. And amongst many, many, many others, the list is so long, I won't go into it, but there are so many lessons learned. And if I just start thinking about that, and if I just start thinking about your history with football, how do you think about the World Cup today, about where we are and about how 2022 is shaping up?
Forgot I play for Qatar. I play here in Qatar. Play for Al Gharafa and Qatar Sports Club. So I know exactly what's going on ground, and I'm very pleased that the World Cup have come in the region. You know, Middle East, and with football, we also associate Asia. So when you talk about business, for us it's great because we have a big market, you know, in Asia, China, Sri Lanka, to bring and promote football. So it was important to have football in this region, and it has boosted a little bit the idea of creating infrastructure, and kids, family, whoever, I mean, who like sports was in need of seeing, you know, football for real on ground. We are talking about the biggest sports event in the world, with this magical trophy that I've been able to hold several times all over. I'm following the trophy everywhere. So now it's real nice to see how everything is unique, what is happening today. I mean, during the group stage, you've been able to see 3 matches in a day, eventually 4. The infrastructure, the underground, the metro, the 5G is the first World Cup with the 5G. So all of these elements make it very nice, yes.
Absolutely. It's a special World Cup, and even from our view, this is the most connected World Cup that we've ever had. So fully agree with you. It's unique, and it's absolutely wonderful that it's in the Arab world for the first time ever. You talked a little bit about how there are so many similarities between sports and business, and we've had 5 leaders in this room. You were a leader in sports. You led your team many times. What advice would you give to those 5 leaders and to the many other leaders who might be out there watching us today?
Advice, I don't know, but one thing that I'm sure, aside of the hard work, you know, you need to be obsessed. You need to be obsessed over what you are doing, to have all the time a step ahead. You could see the gentleman and the lady who was coming to present. Out of the question, they were able to answer all and every single question. So it means that you need to have a vision. You need to be really ahead of everyone to grab the consideration over the eventual, you know, challenges that you face, to gain the respect, to be able to implement your vision. But for us, we have sport. It's sport, you have an opponent. You also have an opponent. I will not mention the name, start with M. So we have also an opponent, and we are dealing with... I know you.
Money, cash, yes.
Oh, yeah, but no. So we also have... we have one element that is different than the normal life. We are talking about talent. This is something that you cannot quantify. It's something quite unique when you also use it through sport. It's something that you cannot match with it. Messi, Ronaldo, and Mbappe, what they have is something very special. They are also obsessed over it. This have allowed them to succeed and be, you know, at the level that they are now. You see, I was also talented in my way. I was not a skillful player, but very very professional, a leader, someone that you want to follow to the battle. So yes, obsession, vision, to be every time ahead of everything and everyone, and gain that consideration that is needed to lead people. Because if the leader, you don't want to follow him, then the business or the team cannot go anywhere and it will not match with the expectation.
Beautiful. So obsession, vision, and earn the right to lead your people.
Probably, yes, yes, yes.
Love it.
So
Love it. Well, you mentioned the name, and there's a burning question that is in a lot of our minds, certainly on my mind. Mm-hmm. In your past life, you were a very successful defender. So if you had the choice, who would you defend against, Mbappe or Kane?
Kane, straight away. It's easier because he gives you, yes, he gives you, but both of them are very talented. He gives you a point of reference. He doesn't have really magnificent player, but he doesn't give you the diversity of movement that Mbappe is giving. And when you look at after the athlete aspect of it, the way Mbappe is bringing his arms, you know, with the full speed. They capture him at 35 kilometers per hour, which was just amazing. Maybe I was on an average of 26. So you had to run before him in anticipation to try and match with the speed that he had, that he has. Keane, it's like a fox, you know, in the 80-yard box, where the idea of the concentration makes him to be the top striker that he is. But when you talk about pure talent, you know, fluent movement, speed, diversity of dribbling, it's Mbappe. Come on, it's the next Pelé. Please, please, please. So yes. I love the football. It's something quite unique, and we are. I mean, it's actually the most important sporty event that we have on ground, and the only thing that we were not sure, apart from the infrastructure and all what is being put in place for this competition, was how the team was going to perform, and you can see the diversity of performance from Saudi Arabia, from Morocco. Unfortunately, Ghana, I'm originally from Ghana, they fell. But you see that each continent, France have break many records, you know, technically. Each World Cup winner, you know, the past, 60 years, have not been able to win two World Cup consecutively. So France have been able to, to go forward, and pass the group stage, and now going to try and beat that record. So we are very pleased with it, yes.
Very cool. Well, I think I speak for all of us when I say we will be watching very, very anticipating. Now, I have a slightly, serious question.
Oh, serious.
In the games you play, sometimes you play your heart out. But sometimes the games just don't go your way. Sometimes they're tough games, and sometimes you just don't find your rhythm. And if I think about so many entrepreneurs out there that are out there every single day, really and truly trying, working hard, but they just haven't found that break yet. But they keep trying, they keep pushing. Just when it seems that it's tough and you're not going to get that break, how do you motivate yourself? How do you keep on going? And how do you believe that that break will come? And how do you work towards it?
No, but sport is something quite different from the normal life. You know, you have every weekend the opportunity to, to try again and bring the belief out of it. In the normal life, obviously, you had to prepare yourself. You more or less know where you are going because you've worked hard and you've put aside all the loopholes that potentially was there on giving you a failure. So I will never compare too much normal life with what is happening in sport. In sport, you all the time have the chances to come back into the system, or you go into failure, but people understand the failure, which in the normal life, if you fail, you are nobody. So in fact, you have to increase and raise your attention, your capability to avoid the failure. You don't especially have the opponent that put and kick you, for you to fail or to block you eventually on your skills that you are developing. So it's two things that you can compare, and at the same time you cannot really compare it. But I would say that you need to be, or talking about obsession, you need to continue to work hard and find the energy. If you are lucky to have a work that you like, then you continue and be, strong on it and try to implement everything that has come up in your head to continue to have your chance again. So it's hard because it's not really similar. So I understand what you said, but yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. So we'll open it up if anybody in the audience has any questions. And while people think of that, maybe one other question from my end as we think through it. If we go back to 1998, I think that was the first time on the global stage, I would say. First time on the global stage in the eye of so many out there. What did that feel like? How was that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm in another life now. So no, but it's just unique. It's just unique. I mean, I'm quite old. I have memories of 1978 with Mario Kempes winning the World Cup. In Argentina at the time, it was the government was a bit in a trouble moment, and Argentina won the World Cup. It was my first, memories of World Cup. Diego Armando Maradona, 1986. I had all these memories in my mind, and I never thought that I had the opportunity to also myself in my home soil to defend, this trophy. So it's just unique. We were lucky. We were in France, well organized. We were not the best. Argentina, Brazil was better than us, but we managed, to bring some strength and some performance. Especially in our team, we were a lot of players having a different type of origin, from Zidane, myself, to Ram. It was a real mix of, population who all together at the same time, we went for the performance. So it was quite unique, and you saw the motivation and the happiness, Champs-Élysées, and it was really something special. But stressful because luckily at the time, compared to the 2008 18 players, we won the World Cup in 2018, they were young. They didn't know really where they were going, but they were very talented. We were less talented, but we were more experienced. We could really capture the stress and the adrenaline that the competition was giving. Because in football, this is the most difficult aspect of it. How to capture the stress, the pressure, to diffuse it into performance. So this is really challenging. 2002, we play again the World Cup. We did not manage to capture this pressure and transmit it into performance. We fell because we were, paralyzed in front of the event and in front of the responsibility that was a World Cup for your nation. Because it is a responsibility. I know it's sport, but at the same time, it's a huge responsibility. So, unique emotion. I work for TV now because after football. Why? Because there is a little adrenaline that you find in when you are going to be on air. When the countdown comes, you are a known person. Everybody is expecting 10 million people in front of their TV, and you have the 3, 2, 1, and they tell you are on air. It's like 10% of what I feel when I enter at the time a football field. So I'm happy to continue to have that little adrenaline, unique adrenaline.
So you're one of the few people for whom being on live TV is not the most stressful thing in the world.
I can handle it, yes.
Wonderful.
The only real pressure that comes is from my wife, so I can handle everything. Yeah, I'm strong enough. I've been a captain and quite a leader on everything, so yes. So we love the game. It's something quite unique. You've seen how it has brought everybody together. Emirates have shown us a lot of rules and respect of the culture that probably, I will not go into details, the alcohol around the stadium, that probably we have to think about it and implement those aspects for the next World Cup that is coming in America, Canada, and Mexico. which is another region and continent to explore and to grab in the football market.
Indeed.
If I can talk like this, yes.
Indeed. I'm sure there are a lot of questions, but in the interest of time, I'm just going to close it off with one last question. Who is the final going to be between, in your opinion?
There's no doubt. I think when you are a specialist of football and you really look strongly about it, there's no doubt it's Brazil and France who technically have to meet. Yes, there's no. But I would not say, they start saying that since 2002, none of the South American team have won the World Cup. They won it in 2002 with an amazing generation. I told you recently, Ronaldinho, Kaká. I forgot the name, by the way. Ronaldo, the Brazilian, amazing Ronaldo, the Brazilian, is part of the biggest and the best of his generation. If you take one player of each generation, only one you have to choose. Pelé, which we wish him good luck on his recovering. Pelé for his generation. Diego Armando Maradona for his own generation. This is no doubt. I know you know. Ronaldo, the Brazilian, for his generation. And now you have the two crazy players that we have now. It's Messi and Ronaldo. Even though they are dropping a little bit on their performance, they are still the best player that we have for this actual generation. Hoping that Neymar is a bit old now, will not make it, I'm not sure. So Mbappe, Haaland will probably be the next future top player. And the final will be a big clash. I cannot tell you who will win, honestly, because two teams have shown a great ability, great skill, individually, collectively. So that's it.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Done.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
We love the game.
Thank you. Oh. Thank you. Yeah. And now, with great pleasure, I would like to invite His Excellency, the Governor of the Central Bank, to join us and to say a few words. Wonderful.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to be with you today at Visa Everywhere Initiative, which is an important platform for innovation, providing unique opportunity for startups and entrepreneurs to showcase their innovative products and solutions in financial technology and payments. Ladies and gentlemen, during the past 2 years, the global financial sector has witnessed rapid changes. A major reason behind this was the COVID-19 pandemic, which accelerated the digital transformation of payments across countries. Card-based and mobile payments surged, substantially lowering the use of cash. This rapid development in digital payments solutions require us as regulatory and supervisory authorities to keep pace with the new developments in order to understand and address any regulatory gaps and safeguard financial stability. This can only be achieved through closer and continuous collaboration with the stakeholders, where we learn from the experiences and explain our position. This will help our financial system to provide the best services that meet the aspiration of customers on the one hand, while ensuring the security and confidentiality of financial and banking data on other. Ladies and gentlemen, as the regulatory and supervisory authority of the banking sector in the country, we at Qatar Central Bank have accorded the highest priority toward digital payment solutions over the past decade. This focus is consistent with our long-term development goals as emphasized in Qatar National Vision 2030, which underscores the importance of economic, social, human, and environmental development. In this regard, over the past couple of years, QCB has approved various initiatives that will contribute towards supporting emerging companies in the field of financial technology. Accordingly, QCB granted license to several companies to provide electronic payment services. Among others, electronic wallet and payments have been developed. In addition to payments via a QR code. The technological capabilities of banking services depend, among others, on artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and enhanced digital capabilities. This calls for the development of banking services with a forward-looking focus and ensuring that they are adequately specialized. In this regard, I am happy to inform that over 60 startup companies have benefited from the Qatar FinTech Hub since its inception. Ladies and gentlemen, the state of Qatar has made rapid strides in the field of financial technology thanks to the legislative and policy support from various quarters. This has helped us develop the underlying infrastructure which can support our effort in making digitalization and centerpiece of the economic transformation agenda. Since 2007, Visa has been FIFA's official payment technology partner. FIFA World Cup in Qatar is one of the highlights of Visa's efforts to bring football fans closer to the excitement. It is Qatar Central Bank pleasure to acknowledge the effort of Visa International, one of the world's leading companies in the field of digital payments. I'm sure that this will immensely benefit our banking system and the process, the products and services that they offer in the digital space will contribute significantly toward strengthening the digital payment solutions in the country. Thank you for the attention.
Thank you, His Excellency, for those encouraging words. Okay, well, it is the moment we have been waiting for, the winner announcements. Please welcome Otto Williams to announce our third place winner, who will receive $10,000. Otto. How was it in there?
Wow. Thank you, Nikki. First of all, great job, great work moderating this. This was an incredibly exciting Visa Everywhere initiative competition in 2022. We enjoyed every moment of it, and I think our startups were super exciting, and they presented some incredibly fun pitches and impactful solutions. After 12 long months, 5 regional competitions across the globe, and a pool of 4,000 startups globally, I am pleased to announce that we now have the third place winner of the 2022 Visa Everywhere Initiative Global Competition, and that winner is, for third place, Huli.
Very nice. Very good. Congratulations. To the mic. Yeah. Oh,
Congratulations, Alejandro, on winning third place for the 2022 Visa Everywhere Initiative Global Competition. Any few words?
Yeah, thank you very much. We're very excited. I am originally from Costa Rica. As you guys saw, we lost 7-0 to Spain. So luckily, we
have a winner.
We represented well today. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Excellent. Forgot about that result. Wow, that seemed like a lifetime ago, huh? Well, congratulations to Huli. Okay, now let's welcome Romina Seltzer and Wade Arnold to the stage to announce our second place winner, who will receive $20,000. You guys still friends after that?
Excited to be here. It was really a tough discussion. All 5 of you are winners. Wade, how does it feel to be here on this side, given the prize this year?
Well, it's a little sad because I have to relinquish my global title today, but I'm excited for the new winner.
Well, we are here to announce the second place winner of the Visa Everywhere Initiative 2022. And the winner is?
Zeti.
Wow. Amazing. There we go.
Just to say thank you so much, particularly to Visa for this opportunity. It's been an amazing experience, and yeah, just wonderful to be here. So thank you all so very much.
Well done, Dan. Great stuff. Okay. Well, congratulations. Now please welcome Ruben Salazar to announce our Visa Direct winner, who will also receive $20,000.
Thank you, everyone. It has been a really difficult task for all the judges to select a winner for the Visa Direct Challenge. Actually, almost all these business ideas are, a good fit for reducing money movement restrictions. So all of them were very interested from the Visa Direct point of view. But actually, we have a winner, and the winner is Tribe Agric.
Do you need me to hold your credit card?
To be part of your dream, and you have such a purpose-driven company in place. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
What does it mean?
Nigeria didn't get to the World Cup. This is a good win for Nigeria. So dedicating this to Nigeria. Thank you so much.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. Congratulations. Can you hold both prizes? You got it? Yes. Put the mic down there. Okay. Our winners are coming in fast and furious. Okay, so now let's welcome Dr. Saida Jafar and Marcel Desailly back up to the stage to announce the audience favorite, who you guys at home and here in the audience have voted for to receive $20,000. Let's see who you went with. You like the look of that, Marcel, don't you? You can't go shopping. Go ahead, Annette.
It has indeed been an absolutely fantastic Visa Everywhere initiative, and it's been wonderful. We are very excited to be here and to announce the winner for the audience favorite. And the audience favorite is, you know what? It's not fair that we get to do all of it. Why don't we do it together?
The audience, are they still voting? Huli. Hooli. Congratulations. Bite it like a welcome. Yeah. Rafa Nadal style, huh?
Oh, I say something. Thank you very much again, and thanks to Visa for organizing an awesome event. Thank you very much.
Well done. Well done to our audience for getting the votes in. That must have been tight there. Okay, congratulations to Hooli. Now, it's what we have all been waiting for. So please welcome back to the stage Andrew Torrey and His Excellency to announce the overall winner, who will receive $100,000.
I have a lot of merchandise here. It's great pleasure to announce the winner this evening. And, I just will say before we invite this person up, it's a real testament to someone who can dream big, really, really big. The winner, the grand prize winner, Ayo Thrive Agric. Congratulations.
Wow, congratulations. Well done to Ayo. I told you we wouldn't forget your name. I had a feeling. Okay, well, let's just to finally celebrate all our finalists here today. Get you all on the stage. Please come back. I'm sorry, Ayo. I know you just sat down. Come back, all of you. We want you all up. And our judges, get up on the stage. Come on, let's all be together. You've done such an amazing job to be here in Qatar. Worked so hard. Amazing work. Give them a round of applause, everyone. Come on, I feel like you can all do better than that. Come on, let's hear it. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure how long that keeps going. Yeah. Yeah, well done. It's like you won the World Cup, Ayo. Well, guys, thank you so much to you guys in our audience for being a part of our Visa Everywhere Initiative 2022 Global Finals. And don't forget, 2023 Visa Everywhere Initiative starts in January. So get pitching, get those ideas flowing. And for more information, visit visa.com/everywhere initiative. We can't wait to see you next year. I've been your host, Nikki Crosby. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful World Cup.